Hello, everyone. This is Running on Empty Schizo Review. Okay. Sorry, I don't know, shamelessly ripped off Review Bra. But I thought of that one this morning. I was like, I'm gonna make a video. Alright. What's the intro gonna be? Gotta nail the intro, because if you don't nail the intro, they're just gonna click away. They're not gonna watch the 20 people that maybe watch this. Okay, maybe I'm being a little optimistic. Maybe the 2 people, 3, I don't know, 1. There's gotta be at least one person who will watch this. Okay, fuck it. Um, yeah, that person would be totally, swayed away from it if I don't nail the intro. So I had to, think about that for a bit. So there you have it. That's the story of how we got our glorious intro today. What will she do next time? I don't know. I gotta up the ante every video. Next time I'm just gonna come in here screaming like a hyena and just I don't know, clawing at my flesh, just coughing up blood, and I'll be like, welcome to the video, and that'll be how I up the stakes, because here we don't you know we don't mess around. We're always trying to reach for the heavens, drill to the heavens. Okay, sorry, gotta make those Gurren Lagann references when you can, right? Okay. Um, so this is it's been about a week, right? If anyone actually watches this. So I think to some degree these are going to kind of function as a sort of video journal of my just life to some degree. I mean, insanity. Um, I don't know. I feel pretty bad most of the time lately, I'll be honest with you. Been feeling really anxious just about everything. I don't know. I really feel very good about the future. Um, but, here we are. We exist in April 14th, 2021. If time is in fact real, but it's been yet to be proven to me that time is not just I don't know, a weird mind trick or something. Because if I'm honest, it hasn't felt real, and it's continued that quest. It's continued the ever pressing sort of pattern of time losing all meaning. And honestly, I mean, I've talked about this before to people, but where time just kind of has this sort of crystallization effect. I don't know. I'm sure a lot of that has to do with intense isolation. So a lot of people can probably relate to time crystallization. That's what I'm going to call it, because that's my fancy word for it. I'm not as original as I probably think, and there's probably other people that have used that term, but you know what? That's my thing. It's I'm not really able to. Hold on, I gotta fucking do this task for work, but I can still talk to you because you do require my attention. It only takes me 2 seconds. But yeah, time crystallization. You feel I don't know. You feel like time is almost something that's tangible, that you could almost reach out and grab, and it's almost like a sort of brittle bone of that holds it all together. There's a sort of core. I think this analogy is sort of probably not makes sense to a lot of doesn't make sense to a lot of people, but it's almost like time is sort of this amorphous sort of you know, blob, sort of gaseous structure that's sort of floating around throughout everything, right? And somewhere inside of that, there is, in fact, a sort of crystalline core, and you could go reach out and grab that time core, right, and snap it in half because it's really brittle, and it's what holds it all together, and the gases will just sort of basically dissipate, and time will lose all meaning. And I guess what I'm trying to say in a very roundabout way is it feels like you can sense where that core is, where it almost feels like that brittle core of time is within reach, and you can grab it and break it because time feels that flimsy. It feels that it's hard to explain because it's not just like time has no meaning, because I think that's like the typical, like, you're isolated, the days blur together, you have no schedule, like that's part of it, and I think you get those typical effects of that kind of lifestyle. I think it's going to happen to anyone, but you know what you're also getting is this time crystallization effect when you're insane like me and you start to feel this for some reason. I mean, it's something I felt for a while, and it really does feel like time is like, I don't know, something I could just snap in half basically, and it would just stop, and I could just feel the sort of presence of each second, and how if I just concentrate enough, basically it would all dissipate into a halt. Maybe I just really want time to stop. I don't know, but maybe it's like an extension of like wishing for death, is for time to stop, because then everything would lose all meaning, and that's kind of freeing, right? These sort of temporal illusions we sort of like to think about, like time loops and time stopping and being able to travel in time. I think all these things are probably a sort of vague comfort, uh, scenario we like to think about, right? I don't know, or maybe for me, I mean, probably for some people, a time loop is maybe kind of horrifying, but I don't know. I think for a lot of people, it's kind of comforting. But yeah, I guess that's besides the point. Time crystallization is probably not as unique or interesting of a concept as I'm selling it out to be. I've probably lost the interest of most people, but that's okay. So I think I was a lot more manic in the last two videos. I mean, the first video was obviously unlisted, but we still like to be a little Genki. We gotta be a little Genki desu. Genki desu. Right? For the viewers. We gotta keep up the spirit. We gotta keep up the persona, the spirit. We gotta go. We gotta reach for the sun, plus ultra. Um, so... God. Sorry. So, we don't want to be too depressing, because that's just boring. Nobody wants to see me just like mope around and be like, wow, today I thought about killing myself. I bet you think that's real funny. Yeah. So, I guess, okay, well, today I have therapy. This is my second session. So I think this is the first real session, because the first session with these, therapists is just sort of dishing out the sort of getting the groundwork, getting the framework structure. They sort of give you the rules. They give you the rules, the code, the code of conduct of the therapy guardians. The 12 laws of the ways of the world that they follow. Sorry, you know what I mean. They're like, oh well, you can't like, sorry, you have a confidentiality put in place, but like if you're like, oh, I have a giant knife and I'm going to, okay, well maybe that's not a good example, but it's like, oh, I have a bunch of like these pills, or I have a bunch of, I don't know, death water. I have a bunch of what is it? Sodium nitrite? No, that's not what it is. What is it? I can't even fucking remember. It's, it's used to like cure meat, basically. But I'm like retarded, so it's like slipped my mind today. Look, I haven't been sleeping much, okay? Cut me some slack. What is it? Nitrite. So yeah, it is sodium nitrite. Is it? It's nitrite, I believe, not nitrate, but I might be wrong there. Doesn't matter. Um, you know what I'm trying to get across. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. So, yeah. They're like, sorry, I think I lost my train of thought entirely, but what I was trying to say is like, they know that you have a bunch of sodium nitrite like stacked up, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna drink this with that other thing that makes it so you don't throw up, and I have access to this, so I'm just gonna do it today. And you tell them that, they have to like fucking call the cops on you and stuff, but they don't have to like disclose like, oh well, she also said that she really likes birds and wants to become a bird. No, that's not true. I don't actually want to become a bird. I know you might believe that, but no, it's just a hypothetical here. So they don't have, like that kind of stuff, and like just kind of setting the framework of like kind of what they do, and like trying to like get like an idea, general idea of like what kind of issues you're dealing with, and what maybe you should be focused on, and who knows what else they write in their notes. They're like possibly schizophrenic, very unstable, emotionally volatile, isn't really able to function in society, low functioning. They just write all these things down. No, I'm just kidding. I don't actually think they do that. I don't think they're like going through and like getting like a litany of all the worst qualities about you. They're more so just taking notes on like probably possible issues or illnesses and ways they might be able to possibly treat that, right? So, anyway, that was the first appointment a week ago. I woke up at 12 a.m. because we're on that biphasic, no sleep, midnight gang, midnight club. I'm a member of the midnight club. I'm a night owl and a wise one too. Sorry, I don't remember the lyrics. Up with the milk in the morning, singing the same old song. Rise with the moon, go to bed with the sun, or you'll eat to bed and you'll miss all the fun. Bring your wife in trouble, she will never trouble you. Make her a member of the midnight crew. Yeah, that's my horrible singing and probably misremembering of the lyrics. If you know that old classic number from the turn of the century, not talking about the 21st century, of course. I'm talking about the OG, the original gangster, the 20th century, that old 20th century charm it brings with it. Oh my god. You go onto 4chan and you get Purple Face.